Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today we are tackling a critical instability issue in GTA V involving the enhanced mod and heavy asset modification. We at Teknobalta analyzed this case, where the game displays random colors or item textures during specific story missions. This usually happens after installing tools like script-hookv, OpenRPF, and numerous vehicle add-ons. The root cause is often a conflict between the game's memory allocation and the localized translation files. When you add over 70 car mods, the engine's default heap limit is pushed to its breaking point. Let us begin the deep dive into the technical reasoning behind these graphical artifacts. First, we must understand the mods folder architecture in GTA V. OpenIV creates a virtual file system that overrides the original RPF archives. If any file within this folder is corrupted or incompatible with the current game version, the engine fails to render textures. Step 1. Isolation. We need to determine if the base game files are intact. Rename your mods folder to mods.disabled in the game directory. By doing this, we bypass all modifications and force the game to load original assets. Launch the game and attempt the mission where the crash occurred. If the game runs smoothly, the issue lies within the modified files, specifically the translation patch or the heap size. In our analysis, the Turkish translation patch was found to be the primary culprit for script instability. Localized patches often modify the global.rpf or american.gxt2 files. These files contain pointers to text strings used in missions. If the pointers are misaligned with the current game executable, the game engine triggers a memory access violation. This violation manifests as the rainbow screen or random item textures you see on your monitor. Now, let us address the 73 car mods mentioned in the report. Each add-on vehicle requires a unique entry in the dlclist.xml file. Loading too many assets exceeds the Packfile limit of the Rage engine. To fix this, you must install a Packfile limit adjuster from a trusted modding source. This tool increases the number of archives the game can handle simultaneously. Furthermore, the heap adjuster is mandatory for any setup involving more than 10 add-on cars. The heap is a region of memory used for dynamic allocation. GTA V allocates a specific amount of MB for this heap by default. When custom models with high-resolution textures are loaded, this memory pool is exhausted instantly. We at Teknobalta recommend setting the heap size to 2000 or higher in the configuration file. Let us move to the enhanced mod specifics. Some enhanced versions are designed for the legacy build of the game. If your game updated via Steam or Epic Games, the older mods will cause a version mismatch. Always check the script-hookv version. It must match your game's build number. Open your game directory and check the properties of GTA5.exe to find the version. If you are using the Turkish translation, try disabling it while keeping the car mods active. This will confirm if the conflict is between the language files and the script loader. To do this, remove the modified global.rpf from your mods folder. If the graphical glitches disappear, you need an updated translation file compatible with the latest GTA update. Another critical file is the gameconfig.xml. For 73 cars, a custom gameconfig is not optional, it is required. This file dictates how many peds and vehicles can exist in the game world. Download a gameconfig that supports 1.5x or 2x traffic and PEDs. This prevents the C Memory Allocation Error, which often follows the texture glitches. We at Teknobalta also suggest checking your VRAM usage. High polygon car models consume significantly more video memory than vanilla cars. If your GPU hits its limit, the engine will swap textures to system RAM, causing massive stuttering. Use the in-game graphics menu to monitor the memory bar. Keep it in the green zone for maximum stability during missions. Now, let's look at the add-in spawner script. Ensure you are using the latest version of Community Script Hook v.net. Many car mods rely on this secondary script loader to function correctly. If you see random colors, it might also be a shader conflict. Clear your GTA V shader cache located in the local app data folder. This forces the game to recompile shaders, which can resolve rainbow artifacts. Navigate to Users, Your Name, App Data, Local, Rockstar Games, GTA V. Delete the files inside the DX cache folder. Let's summarize the solution path we discovered. The user confirmed that disabling the mods folder fixed the issue. This proves the base game is healthy and the mods are the source of corruption. Specifically, the Turkish translation was identified as the main conflict point. If you want to keep the translation, you must find a version specifically patched for the current GTA build. Never mix old RPF files with new game versions. For the car mods, always use Heap adjuster and Packfile limit adjuster. Without these, 73 cars will eventually crash the game engine's memory manager. We also recommend using OpenIV in edit mode to check for any red-marked files in your archives. Red-marked files indicate a size mismatch or corruption. If you encounter the rainbow texture again, check your enhanced heap settings. Sometimes, setting the heap too high can also cause instability on systems with low RAM. Balance is key. Start with 750 MB and increase if needed. Also, ensure your NVIDIA or AMD drivers are up to date. Modern drivers have specific optimizations for the Rage engine's rendering pipeline. If you are using add-in spawner, make sure the objects.ini file is not bloated. A bloated ini file can slow down script execution during mission transitions. Mission transitions are the most vulnerable moments for modded GTA V. This is when the game unloads old assets and streams in new ones. If the translation file blocks a script trigger during this phase, the game hangs. That is why the screen fills with random textures. The engine is lost. It is trying to render data from an address that no longer contains valid texture info. We at Teknobalta have seen this many times with localized, enhanced setups. The solution is always systematic isolation. Disable mods, verify, enable one by one. Start with the scripts, then the cars, then the translation. This way, you identify the exact file causing the memory leak. For those using OpenRPF, always keep a backup of your update.rpf. This is the most important file in the game for modders. If update.rpf is corrupted, the game will not even reach the main menu. In this specific case, the mods.disabled trick was the hero. It allowed the user to bypass the faulty translation and finish the mission. Once the mission is over, you can rename it back to mods. But remember, the underlying issue with the translation will remain. We recommend looking for the GTA V Turkish font fix as well. Sometimes the crash is not the text, but the font rendering engine. Special characters can cause the UI to crash if the font files are missing. This is common in languages with unique characters like Turkish. Always ensure your ASI loader and OpenIV.asi are installed via the OpenIV manager. Without these, the mods folder will be ignored entirely. If you have 73 cars, you should also check your popcycle.ymt. This file controls the density of spawned cars. Reducing the density can help if your CPU is struggling with the modded assets. Modding GTA V is an art of managing resources. The Rage engine is powerful but has strict hard-coded limits. Tools like Heap Adjuster simply move those limits further back, but they do not make them infinite. Always monitor your system stability after every 10 mods installed. This prevents a massive troubleshooting headache later on. In conclusion, the enhanced mod crash was a classic case of file conflict. By isolating the mods folder, the culprit was identified as the translation patch. We at Teknobalta recommend keeping your mod list lean and updated. If you must use 70+ cars, use the adjusters we mentioned. And always verify your game files through Steam or Epic if things go south. This ensures the base, exe, and RPF archives are healthy. We hope this deep dive helps you stabilize your GTA V experience. Technical issues require technical solutions, and that is what we provide. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more professional hardware and software troubleshooting. Stay technical, stay stable. See you in the next analysis.